Alright, what's good? Welcome back to another video. Is that good? Yeah, right there. But anyway, hey, we're gonna do a little reaction to the boys over at AnimeUproar, and it's called Every Team Natsu Member and Their Powers Explained. Fairy Tail. I love Fairy Tail. Great series. Enjoyed it a lot. I can't wait for the 100-year quest or whatever. Hope that comes out soon. I love it. But hey, anyway, I'm gonna waste too much time. Just subscribe to the channel. I have an original video down in the description below. But hey, let's get into it.
Everybody, it's 414 Anime here for AnimeUproar, and today I will be explaining every member of Team Natsu from Fairy Tail and their awesome powers. The Fairy Tail Guild has a lot of amazing characters with some pretty insane powers and abilities within its ranks. So today we're going to take a deep dive into the members of Team Natsu. Not only will we be going over the main members of the team, but we will also look into the temporary members of the team too. Now, if you do enjoy this Fairy Tail...
I thought they were only going to talk about like the main ones like Natsu and stuff, but ooh, I like that. Ooh.
Video, you know what to do. Channel the Dragon Slayer within and obliterate that like button. If you haven't already, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. You can also follow AnimeUproar on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar, and if you really want to, feel free to follow me as well at 414anime_. Of course, this video will contain fairy tale spoilers, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. Starting off with none other than Natsu. Natsu is an expert when it comes to his ability, Dragon Slayer magic. Dragon Slayer magic is a lost type of magic in which the user can transform their physical body or just specific parts of their body into a dragon. Natsu's magic is that of flames. These flames can come from any part of his body and they are extremely strong, said to be equivalent to that of a dragon's fire, and they can even burn through metal. Now, as one of the 5 Dragon Slayers, Natsu can consume his element, which in his case is, of course, fire. Now, by doing this, he can replenish his own energy reserves, but he can't consume the flames that he himself has created. This makes him immune to most types of flames. Natsu's flames can also increase in temperature based on his own emotional state. The more enraged our boy gets, the hotter his flames do too. This was also called the Flame of Emotion. His signature move is his Fire Dragon's Roar, in which Natsu gathers and releases a huge amount of flames from his mouth, completely incinerating his target. Natsu has mastered this spell so well that he can create a continuous stream of fire, creating a wall of fire across the entire battlefield. His other basic spells that are worth mentioning include Fire Dragon's Claw. Natsu ignites flames that cover his feet, and this not only increases the power of his kicks, but it also propels him forward in quick bursts. Just like Fire Dragon's Claw, Fire Dragon's Iron Fist works in the same way, except Natsu ignites his fists in flames, which he will then use to deliver some devastating punches to his opponents. Now, the list really goes on here with other basic attacks such as Fire Dragon's Wing Attack, Fire Dragon's Sword Horn, and Fire Dragon's Grip Strike. Natsu certainly isn't short on movesets, that's for sure. The lad is also not short on advanced attacks. Crimson Lotus, Fire Dragon's Fist, is a series of rapid punches that cause explosions of fire due to his fists being ablaze. Crimson Lotus Exploding Flame Blade sees Natsu swing his arms in a circular motion that create a barrage of flames upon his target that have insane destructive power. He also has Crimson Lotus Phoenix Blade, where Natsu ignites his entire body in flames, devastating his enemy with a powerful uppercut that sends them into the air. Natsu then pursues them and finishes them with an explosive headbutt. Now, Fairy Tail really does have a nice collection of girls. At times you feel spoiled for choice, but next we are moving on to my personal best girl of the series, Lucy Heartfilia. Lucy uses Celestial Spirit magic. This is a type of spatial magic in which the user can summon celestial spirits by opening their gates using Celestial Spirit gate keys. The keys themselves are split into 2 different classes. Extremely rare gold keys that can open the gates to the ecliptic zodiacs. Each of these are related to a particular astrological sign. And then there's the more common silver keys, which can be simply found and bought in shops. Now, out of the 12 gold keys that exist, Lucy, our girl, owns 10 of them, whilst also owning an additional 5 silver keys. So, once a celestial spirit mage receives a key and opens the celestial gate for the first time, they must set up a contract with said spirit. The contract involves things such as asking what days it can be summoned. Now, each of the celestial spirits have differing power levels, but as well as that, they also tend to be better suited for different tasks, not always related to that of combat, may I add. The key examples here, get it? Lame, I know. Okay, so the key examples would be Aquarius, who is a spirit that can manipulate water, being more useful in dealing with multiple enemies at once due to the powerful waves that she creates. On the other hand, Taurus is a spirit who has an insane level of power and strength, thus he is better suited to melee conditions. Our girl Lucy has the advanced ability of being able to call upon and summon multiple celestial spirits at once, which gives her better flexibility when it comes to her strategy and battle, as she can combine the strengths and weaknesses of the different spirits. Now, in doing this, it does require a large amount of magical power to keep multiple celestials summoned, which was something she did struggle with initially, but has gained great control over. She can also force the gate of a celestial spirit to close against their will, which sends them straight back to the celestial spirit world. For me, one of the coolest celestial spells Lucy has is called Star Dress. She can absorb the power of a celestial spirit into her own body by placing the key of said spirit to her chest. That is one lucky key, am I right? Damn! Now, a portion of the spirit's magical power is hers to use. It is visually represented by a change in Lucy's attire to match the spirit she has selected. Last power to mention for Lucy has to be Uranometria. Lucy recites the incantation, and in doing so, the 88 constellations of the sky fall from the sky as spheres, giving Lucy their power. She then aims at her target and releases all of that gathered energy in one insane attack. It's freaking gnarly, man. Okay, moving on to Happy, an Exceed from the kingdom of Ixtalia. Exceeds are basically a race of cat-like beings. Some are super cute and others are definitely not so.
But he's a robot. Oh my god.
D&D is for everyone. And
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Now, Happy's main and pretty much only ability is called Era, in which he gains angelic-like wings. With these wings, Happy is able to fly, carrying objects or a single person for a limited portion of time. Using his magic power, Happy can fly quickly and dodge enemy attacks, or attack the enemy himself. Flying at his max speed, Happy drives forward towards his target and then delivers an almighty strike with his own head. Of course, the downside to Happy's max speed is that it is based on using his magic power to reach said speeds, meaning that if he does use this, it is at the cost of a rapid decrease of his own magic power. Happy did also learn basic spells when it comes to transformation magic, however, he really isn't great at this. His failed attempt led to his only transformation being a really monstrous copy of Lucy that, she herself had called nothing short of creepy. It wasn't awesome. Next up, we've got another of Fairy
She's badass. Oh my god, I love her.
Tale's best girls, none other than the
When it comes down to Lucy or Urza, I can't pick, bro. They're just so bad.
S-class mage, Urza Scarlet. Urza is an absolute powerhouse and a master when it comes to combat. Her signature form of magic, and one she has almost complete mastery of, is called Requip. Requip is a spatial type magic that allows her to swap weapons, armor, and clothes at will. Urza is incredibly fast when using this magic and is also the only sword mage capable of using Requip to the extent that she can re-equip her armor and weapons during combat. Urza's form of Requip is called the Knight. This allows her to store weapons and armor in pocket dimensions that she can pull from and summon during battle. Urza is so well trained at using this that she can pull up and project a holographic screen displaying her inventory. The Knight Requip gives Urza a very high level of offense, defense, flexibility, and most importantly, variety whilst in battle. Urza herself is said to have over 100 armor sets, some of which have resistance to, elements and other work well in certain situations. She can of course combine these two dependent on her current situation. Heart Crew's armor is the one we see her in the most. She also has Flame Empress armor that is resistant to fire, Lightning Empress armor which is resistant to lightning, and Sea Empress armor which of course is resistant to water. She also has the very impressive looking Heaven's Wheel armor which gives Urza the ability to fly. And then there is my personal favorite, Seduction armor, which well, you don't need me to explain because culture, of course, you get it, right? Now, to go with Requip, Urza is an extremely talented swordswoman and is just as talented at using sword magic. Sword magic allows Urza to perform an array of magical attacks that she will often combine with a specific type of armor. Her insane strength and skill at using her Requip and sword magic has made Urza very well known throughout the kingdom. Enough so that she had earned the title Titania. And if you want to be the best, Urza is most definitely the person to beat. But good luck with that. Moving on to Mr. Cool himself, the shirtless wonder that is Grey Fullbuster. Grey was trained from a young age to use Ice Make magic. Ice Make magic is a caster type magic in the form of molding magic in which the user can create the element of ice and then mold and shape that ice into pretty much anything they want, including weapons. What they make from the ice can be used for a number of things, be it offensive, like Grey's Ice Make Lance, defensive, as we see in his Ice Make Wall, or well, anything really. Ice Make magic users can freeze and reshape water users' magic, as we saw Grey do with Juvia. The user can do things from completely changing their surroundings to that of ice, to using ice as a sort of wound dressing, that it can halt bleeding as well as reduce the swelling from an injury. All in all, it's an impressive and very versatile type of magic. Now, there are two types of Ice Make magic. The first is called Static Ice Make, which is the creation of objects and the changing of the environment around the user. The second type is called Dynamic Ice Make, which focuses on the creation of ice sculptures. Dynamic Ice Make is said to be the quicker to cast, but Static Ice Make is going to be the most versatile. Grey has been practicing this magic for years and is extremely adept at it, so it should be to no surprise that Grey himself is resistant to cold as well as to ice and snow based attacks. Next up, we've got Wendy Marvel, a young female Sky Dragon Slayer, formerly of the Cage Shelter Guild, now part of the Fairy Tail Guild and of Team Natsu. Wendy is a Dragon Slayer and has the same type of magic as Natsu, but, whereas he is a Fire Dragon Slayer, Wendy is, of course, a Sky Dragon Slayer, meaning her powers are based around the element of air. Wendy is more of a supporter type, as she has healing magic. Her ability to heal is so great that she can help others recover from the most intense of injuries, even those caused by a dragon. Wendy can manipulate the air to do things from poison withdrawal from a person who is infected to pretty much reviving someone who is on the brink of death. But our girl isn't just about that healing life, as she can also perform some pretty amazing supporter spells that help buff the strength and speed of both herself and others in her party. Not only that, but Wendy can go on the offensive herself too, with Sky Dragon's Roar. Now, this works exactly like Natsu's Fire Dragon's Roar, except Wendy shoots a hurricane-like blast straight at her target. Where Wendy's differs is that she can combine Sky Dragon's Roar with Cure, combining her attack and healing powers. She used this to cure the memory block placed on Eragor, rendering him unable to continue in the battle. The final permanent member of Team Natsu is Carla. Carla is Wendy's companion and an Exceed just like Happy, except Carla is the daughter of Queen Shigote, the current ruler of the Exceeds. As an Exceed, she has the same era ability as Happy, in which she can sprout wings, giving her the ability of flight that speeds are all determined by her magic power. What I mean by that is the same as Happy, so the more magic power that is used, the faster she will be able to fly. The faster she flies, the quicker it will drain her magic power. You get this, right? You get this. Now, Carla can also use transform magic, but is much better at this than Happy. After just 1 year of training, Carla can transform into a human girl that matches Wendy's age. In this form, she does keep her tail and cat ears. But the key difference is that Carla's magic is increased by a bit, meaning her precognition ability also gains a boost. Precognition, you say? Let me explain. As the daughter of the Queen of Exceeds, Carla inherited her mother's ability to predict where and when something will happen. It's important to note here that Carla and her mother are the only Exceeds within the entire race to have this ability. Okay, on to the temporary members of Team Natsu, starting with Elfman Strauss. Elfman's magic is Takeover. Takeover is an advanced caster-type magic that allows the user to take over the power, abilities, and appearance of other beings and use them for their own. This often gives the caster a boost in strength, power, and speed, but the user can also gain a new skill, such as flight or breathing underwater as an example. The downside to this ability is that they can only take over the things that they truly know. Now, there are currently only 5 different types of takeover, and Elfman's is called Beast Soul. Beast Soul allows Elfman to seal the power of monsters, gaining the beast's powers, abilities, and appearance. Where Elfman differs is in his partial takeover ability, in which, unlike his sisters, instead of the full body takeover, he could only initially manage to change his right arm. The partial takeover often made Elfman feel great levels of discomfort, but it ended up benefiting him as the partial takeover was his own unique ability that became pretty distinguished. Moving on, we have Warren Rocco, a mage of the Fairy Tail Guild and another temporary member of Team Natsu. Warren's ability was that of telepathy. Telepathy is a caster-type magic that allows its caster to communicate through thoughts. Warren can talk with other people through their thoughts over long distances, as well as simply just hearing others' thoughts. Like all magic, the more ability and magic power that you have, the greater your ability. Now, in terms of telepathy, the more magic power that you have, the more people you can connect with all at once. Another handy aspect of this ability is that everyone who is connected at once can communicate with each other using Warren as some sort of Wi-Fi hotspot, if you will.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
For Warren, he has a range of about 5 kilometers. More than that and he will struggle. He has also been seen to struggle if too many people are trying to talk at once, and I could say we've all been there without this ability, right? Now, he also struggles if someone is screaming, which, again, is relatable. Other than it being an amazing magic for team use, it's also pretty handy for combat, as Warren is able to hear his opponent's thoughts and is thus able to predict their movements. Okay, time for some more noise as we move on to Imohnn. She was a temporary member of Team Natsu when she used her transformation powers combined with her very deceptive nature to claim to be Michelle Lobster, a distant relative and the half-sister of Lucy Heartfilia. Imohnn actually turns out not to be Michelle Lobster, but an animated form of a doll Lucy used to play with during her childhood. So, in terms of powers, she has the obvious transformation magic. Transformation magic is again a caster type magic where the user is able to completely change their appearance. Basic forms of this magic is relatively easy for pretty much any mage to use, but higher level mages such as Imohnn and Mira Jane, had to get another best girl in there, of course, again, culture, they can perform this magic and all of its levels with great ease. Transformation isn't the only magic she can use, but plant magic too. Another caster type magic, plant magic gives the caster the power to create and manipulate plants. Imohnn can use plant magic in combat as a form of attack where she can produce many thorned vines that will wrap around her targets and target their vital points. She can also use plant magic for defense, as she can create a flower shield to block incoming attacks. To finish off her powers and abilities, it is worth touching on the pros of her being a doll. Now, because Imohnn is a doll, she has an immunity to pain. Due to her doll-like nature, she boasts that it is impossible for her to lose in combat. To add to her claim even further, she is almost indestructible due to the fact that she can mend broken bones and muscles. Even neck injuries won't finish her off. Imohnn might be a doll, but she doesn't play around.
You look crazy.
10 out of 10 dad joke, right? final temporary member of Team Natsu is Mest Grider. Mest was a former member of the Magic Council and is now a member of the Fairy Tail Guild. His power is that of memory control, a caster-type magic that allows Mest to add his existence to another person's memory, where he can manipulate them, delete memories, and even completely rewrite them. As you can imagine, this magic is extremely powerful in its own right, but it does work like that of a charm. If the person affected works out that their memories are being manipulated by Mest, the effect of the magic will wear off and the target returns to their normal state. Now, an interesting thing to note about the memory control magic is that Mest can use this on himself to modify his own memories. Not only that, but Mest can also relay his own memories to a person whenever he chooses. Now, as well as this pretty OP power, Mest also has teleportation magic, which is a spatial type magic which allows him to teleport and cover very large distances in the blink of an eye. This can be used in two situations very effectively, the obvious being able to travel in a fast and efficient manner, Goku style, yeah boy, but is also a very effective maneuver to have in combat to either dodge incoming attacks or to put yourself in a position that allows you to deliver the final devastating blow. And that is it, every member of Team Natsu's powers and abilities explained. Make sure to let us know in the comment section below who your favorite member of the team is. No, scratch that. More importantly, who is best girl in Fairy Tail? I'm brought here just to spread cultures to the channel, as I did with the Dragon Maid video, which is linked in the description. Who is best girl for you? Do you agree with my choice in Lucy, or do you...
I'm sleep. But hey, anyway, that was a great video from the homie. Hey, I'll have the original video down in the description below. Like, subscribe. Is that it? Y'all, that's it. Hey, y'all. Peace. I love y'all. I love you. I love you.